Evening, YouTube people. Today we will be talking about USDA loan. Now, a USDA loan is a loan that you get from the government. USDA is the United States Department of Agriculture. And I know a lot of y'all thinking about fruits and vegetables and farmland and things like that. And of course, you are right, but you also wrong because they also specialize in housing development, building houses, financing people to buy houses in rural areas where there's not a lot of development going on. So today we will be talking about what you need to apply for a USDA loan, how long will it take to get a USDA loan, and the complications surrounding a USDA loan. And we also will be talking about very low income. So if you ain't got $100,000, if you ain't got $50,000, if you ain't got $30,000, this video will be for you because we will be dealing particularly with very low income. No other income at the moment, but very low income. So if you're making 50,000 or more, you can stick around and watch the video, but this video applies for those who make less than that and don't have another outlet to go to when they need to borrow money to buy a home. So I will walk you through the process. I will answer all your questions and I will explain even my situation and what I had to go through to get approved for a loan. The process, the whole one, two, from beginning to end, from the credit score to how much money you need and where you can buy you a home. So first off, we're gonna start with your credit score. Now, for anybody who's trying to buy a house, buy a car, your credit score has to be a certain number. Right now, we're just gonna deal with property, which is a house. So in this particular situation, to get a USDA loan, your credit score has to be at the least 520 to 580. That's on the low end. So that's your basic person living in the hood. That's your average credit score. Everybody got a terrible credit score. Fortunately, mine is good because I built it up. Got credit cards, paid them off, paid all debts. I don't owe nobody. My credit score is good. So that's the main reason I was able to qualify for a loan and get one. Now, building your credit score is not hard. It's just about paying your credit cards on time, and that will keep boosting that number up every month till it get to where you need to be. So when you go apply for this loan, you won't get denied and you won't be disappointed. So let's just say you got your credit score where it need to be, and let's just say you got 600 credit score. We're gonna start off on the low end because I know a lot of people can't get a credit score in the 720s or the 740s. So we're gonna start at the 600s. So that's very low. So if you got a credit score of 600 and you got a job or you got some type of income that's on paper where you can visually show that you getting a check here or this money is deposited to your account every 2 weeks, then you can qualify. You can apply and potentially qualify. But you have to have some trail of a record. Okay, you can't have a side job if you ain't got no receipts for all the money that you making. Has to be a trail. So, got you a job, been working for a minute, you got income coming in. That's good. So that's a good qualification for you. Your credit score is 600. It's a good qualification for you. So, what you gonna do? First thing you're gonna do, you're gonna get on the site. United States Department of Agriculture. They have their own government website. It's an official website. You get on that site and they will have a lot of different things for you to go on and find what suits you as far as home development, as far as home loans, as far as agricultural loans. And it's a plethora of things on there that you can click on and get information from. But we're dealing with USDA direct loan. I think it's called the 504 plan. And we're just dealing with direct. You might see guaranteed loan, but no, don't click on that. We're dealing with direct loan because this is the only one that deals with very low income. They also deal with low income, but like I said earlier, we're only focusing on very low income. All right, we're working for the people that's living in the hood and from the ghetto. That's the people that we trying to get into a crib. So very low income. All right. So you go to the site, you click on USDA direct home loan, and it's going to be a little survey. It's a short survey, probably take you about 3 minutes to fill out. They're going to ask you some basic questions: your name, your address, your debt to income, as far as how much credit cards you got, how much you pay a month on them credit cards, opposed to how much you make a month. Understand? That's your debt to income. And those numbers will determine if you qualify. Now, I'm gonna go on and give you a little free information because I don't want you to get your hopes up high. When you apply for something like this, make sure all your situations are in order. That way you won't get disappointed when it comes to will you get approved for this money. Make sure your situation's in order. Make sure if you got credit cards, you continuously paid on them credit cards monthly, or make sure you've paid them off. If you got student loans, make sure them student loans are paid off. If you have car payments, repossessions, anything on your credit history that's a negative, take care of it first before you apply. Now, you can still apply with one or two negative things on your report and still get approved, but why take that chance? Because you can also try to do it and not get approved. So you don't even want to take that chance. Make sure that all your situations are in order. As far as your bills being paid on time, as far as your student loans being paid on time, you won't have no repossessions, no liens, or nothing like that on your credit report because all of that plays a very big factor in the decision that they're going to make. So, my situation, or just go by mine. My situation, my credit score was probably 730, 715, something like that when I applied. So my credit score was way up. It was good. So I knew I ain't had no problem in that area. Now my credit cards, I got a few. I don't know how many, but I got four, maybe five. And but all my credit cards are either paid up with a zero balance. That means I don't owe no money on them, or they have a very low balance. I think I have about five credit cards, and only two of them I use, and one of them I owe $61 on. The other one I might owe 800. Okay, my other three credit cards I don't owe a penny on. So my debt to income is very, very low. So that also makes it look very good on my end when I go to apply because there's nothing negative on my credit record. My credit is excellent. I've never missed a payment. I've never been late. So all the things that I'm doing for myself is a plus. So when I go to apply, I have nothing to put bad about my situation because I've made sure I've handled it. So when a situation like this arises, I'm good because I made sure I took care of my situations beforehand. So, like I said, my credit score is good. All my credit cards is paid off. I don't owe nothing. My student loans, I made sure I paid them off. So when they did a credit check, everything was where it's supposed to be. You understand? I made sure they had my income, they had bank statements and everything else. So they made their decision based upon how much money I made. They made my decision, they decision based upon my credit score, and they made a decision based upon my responsibility to pay off my debts. And they seen I have a 100% excellent rate when it comes to paying off my debt. So it only makes sense to give me a loan because I'm responsible. You understand? Even if I'm poor, I'm still paying my bills to them. They don't know I'm poor. They just see I'm paying my bills responsibly so I can get this loan. So I'm telling you that. So when you go, before you apply, make sure your situation is in order. Now, your credit score ain't got to be like mine. Your credit cards ain't got to be paid off like mine. Your situation don't have to be like mine. I'm just fortunate to have it the way it is when I apply. Okay. So, like I said, your situation ain't got to be like mine, but make sure it's in order at least before you apply. Or I'm going to just tell you right now, you're going to be wasting your time. You're going to be disappointed. You're going to be at the club drinking whiskey, wondering why you ain't get approved, but you already know why you ain't get approved. You don't pay your bills on time. You go buy Jordans with your credit card. You don't pay them off, and you just careless with your money. And believe me, I'm careless too. I blow a lot of money on a lot of things, but when it comes to paying off your bills and things like that, keeping your credit where it's supposed to be, that's always my number one priority. I make sure that's always in order because I believe you use your credit before you use your money. Okay? You use other people's credit before you use your money. That's how you're supposed to live life. That's how you play the game. Build credit, use credit. All right? So, let's say you got your credit score, in a certain area where you comfortable with. Let's say you done paid off your credit cards, you done got all your payments on track and things of that nature. You get on the site, you answer the questions. They're gonna ask you how much you make a year, what's your annual salary, how many people gonna be applying for the loan, how many people gonna be living in a house. They want to know, do you make any income on the side? Do you have any assets? Do you own a Hummer? Do you own I don't know, a cyber truck? Anything that you got, they want to know. Everything. They digging deep. And it's the government. Okay. So you can't tell them you ain't got something and try to lie and be slick with it. Because trust me, all they got to do is press some buttons, type some letters and numbers, they'll find out everything about you. All right. Trust me. I tried to be slick. I won't even say slick, but I thought I'd try to pull a little fast when they give them one of my accounts, but they came back and said, Mr. Smith, we see you got another account you didn't give to us. Can you present that one also? So I had to give them the other account. And like I said, try to hide something from them if you want. All right. So I learned right there. Can't hide nothing from them. All right. So, and it didn't affect nothing. You understand? It didn't affect nothing. And I don't even think I tried to hide it. I just forgot. I forgot to mention the other account. So, yeah, like I said, it didn't affect nothing. Everything was everything. But once you fill out all that information, they're gonna ask you where you want to live, what county. And since I'm in Youngstown, I live in Mahoney County. It ain't a lot of rural area out here where you can buy USDA land. So I picked Trumbull County, which is basically the next city over. You know, so there is a lot of USDA, land available up there with houses and land where you can have your manufacturer house put. So that's the option that I chose. And like I said, it's a short survey. And once you do all that, it takes less than 3 minutes. You hit enter, they will tell you if you approved or you denied. And that approval or that denial, they're gonna tell you right on the spot within 10 seconds of you hitting that enter button. And your approval or your denial is based upon the numbers that you type in as far as your debt to income. How many credit cards you got, how much you pay on them credit cards, you got any liens, things like that. That's gonna determine if you're eligible or not. You can have your report ain't got to be squeaky clean. You can have some blemishes, but you got to make sure you got them, handled. You got to make sure you got them taken care of if you want to get this type of loan. And I'm just telling you because listen, for me, I didn't think I would ever get a loan or even be in a situation where I'd apply for one. But let's get back to the story. Once you do that, you hit enter, you see if you approved or you ain't approved. If you ain't approved, first of all, like I said, don't feel bad. As I told you beforehand, if you ain't got your shit in order, be expected to get disapproved. But I know a lot of y'all, because I do the same thing. Once you hear, yeah, so I can get a loan for someone very low income, I'm about to put my information. You don't care if your credit score 9. You can still go put that shit in there, seeing if you can get it, knowing damn well you can't get it. All right. So you do what you do. Let's say you approve. Right? Your next step is emailing the USDA, United States Department of Agriculture, in your state. Since I'm in Ohio, I think the local branch in Columbus, something like that. So I just email them and tell them I want a packet. It's that simple, and they send you one out. And I get a packet sent out to me probably 4, 5 days of asking for one. Came really quick. And the person that emailed the package, that sent off the package, a person named Alexander Heap, he was very knowledgeable. He answered, you know, whatever questions I had for him. Didn't have many at the time because before I even applied, I did so much studying on USDA loans, guaranteed loans, and direct loans. I did so much studying. I went down the rabbit hole so deep I got overwhelmed and frustrated and I couldn't stop. And by the time I came out that hole, I knew so much about USDA loans and guaranteed loans and direct loans. I feel like you couldn't tell me nothing. All right. To the point, by the time the package came, the short end of it, I felt it out myself. All right. Now, remember, I'm coming to this situation blind, don't know nothing about everything I know about what I'm doing. I read it or I watched videos. That's it. Didn't have a one-on-one person sit down and ask and answer questions with me. So it was all on my TV or from my tablet or from my phone. I either watched videos or I did a lot of reading. That was it. So once I felt like I had that knowledge, I was ready for the test. And when that package came, it's about that thick. And I'm not lying. and overwhelming. But that's your process that you're gonna have to go through. And that's the next step. But you should be glad that you made it to that next step. Because there's a few steps to get to that finish line before you see that tape where you feel victory is in front of you instead of behind you. You know, so you get the packet, and now you got a choice. You could have the package filled out by a loan packager, or you could fill it out yourself. And the package, you got to understand it. It's thick like that for a reason. So it's intimidating to say the least, but it's thick like that for a reason because one, it's a basic understanding of the USDA, what they do, how they do it, and all of that. It's very knowledgeable. So if you didn't watch these videos and read up on all this stuff and go down this hole like I did, you need to know this stuff. You need to read everything on this paper. And it was a lot of stuff on this paper was new to me. Didn't know it. So when you get the package, don't think I'm gonna put this part to the side. I'm gonna just start filling this out. It don't work like that. You need to read everything that they send in that package, everything, because you gotta send some of it back. And a lot of that reading, you gotta reread it. Because as you fill out the paper, you got to go right back to the other. So it's some back and forth. So you need all of them papers. So my suggestion is when you get the packet, sit down when you got a couple hours on your hands, go over it page by page. Now, I'm telling you the easy way to go because I didn't go this route. I wish I would have. The route I went, seen the package, opened it, pulled out them papers, seen how thick they was, did the little, you know, put them back in the envelope. It's too much for me. I got overwhelmed immediately. I will fill these out some other time. But you go through them, read it, understand it, go for it, fill it out. Everything they want to know is right up in there, and it's not hard information that you got to really sit there and ponder and figure out. You know, understand everything that they asking you, you know the answer to. You can get the answer. There's no search and find type situation. You gotta, I can't get this. I gotta find. I gotta go get. It's gonna take a week to get this. Everything they want, you can retrieve it either from your phone or from a phone call. But it ain't needed. Everything that you want, that they want, you got it. You got it. Um, so you fill it out, and it's a lot of shit on there. It's just a lot that you gotta. It's a lot of pencil pushing, but makes sense. They loan you a lot of money for a house, and they want to know about all of that. They want to know about the home. They want to know about what county you want to live in. They want to know how much money you made. They want your bank account information. They want your route number. They want everything. Your landlord information. They want. They go deep. Right? Well, let's just say you fill it out. You give them all the information that they want. You send it back in. Now it's the waiting process because you can do it. Like I said, one or two ways. You can fill it out, mail it in, or you can have your loan packager do it. Which in my case, Alexander, he sent me the package. Therefore, if I needed him, he could have did it. You know what I'm saying? I could have just did it by email and sent it to him, and he would have went through it by email, and there's a computer system that actually uh, don't quote me on this, but I think there's a computer system that once you email, they can expedite that process, through whatever system they use. And let's say, for instance, it's a AI generated type system. So you send your information in there through an email. That system will then take that email information and it will all of that information and it will determine if you got any issues with the application that you emailed. You understand? And so if it finds any red flags with the information that you sent, the loan packager will then go back and see what the red flags were that you had in that information that you sent. And then he will reach out to you and have you either correct this information or add to that information. Or if it's something that he could do, he will do it himself, which now he worked for you. Now you pay him. You understand? An example would be you fill out your application and you put your name is John Doe. You live at 225 Somersault Lane and your zip code is 0000. All right. Now, you done put your first name down, your last name down, but your street, you spell Somersault, but you abbreviated Lane with LN. Okay. Or you abbreviated Boulevard, BLVD, or you put abbreviated Avenue, AVE. You understand what I'm saying? That'll be a red flag to the computer. Okay. Because the AI computer don't understand AVE. They don't understand BLVD. They don't understand them type things. So when you put in somersault LN to the system, that's not a street. There's nothing that's not real. So that's a flag. So the home patcher got to come in LN and type it in. So he just got paid now. He on the payroll just because he's typed in LANE, right? So any other red flags, he will go back and fix them. You understand? If you put John Street and you put ST, he gonna go in and correct all your abbreviation. Okay? If you put a dash, your social security number. If you put 444 dash 44 dash 4, red flag. The computer is going to catch all them inconsistencies that your loan packers now have to go back and fix before it's sent out. You understand for another for approval or disapproval, and this could take some time. I think I spoke to my loan packager twice. Okay. The first time that's when he asked about the other account. So I sent that information in. He ain't have to make no adjustments, so no need for him to get paid. And I got to send a shout out to him because listen, I did his job. You know what I'm saying? So I took money off the table. And what can I say? All right, when you're a hustler, you got to hustle. You got to make it happen. Sometimes in a situation like this, I would not recommend doing it yourself. Just because, I'm one of them people, I'm cocky, you can't tell me nothing most of the time. And I'm one of them, prove me wrong. All right. And so it only made sense for me to challenge myself with this. You did. So the loan packager did his thing, and he reached out and he got the bank confirmation and he reached out again. And the only question he asked me was, were you gonna be the only family living in the house? I said, yeah. That was it. He didn't ask me no other questions about my package that I sent him. Not one. So did it correctly. My very first loan package. Never seen one. Never even heard of one. but I put it together. Okay. And listen, I ain't the smartest. Okay. I did get my GED. I then went to college, didn't graduate. I then did trade school for carpentry. I done wrote a couple books. I done did this. I done wore a few hats, but I'm not the smartest. Believe me, I think I'm always the last one to get the award when it comes to anything because um, that's just, man, that's just how my life has always been. Everything has always been a hard struggle. Right? And I mean that. When I say struggle, everything has been a hard struggle or a hard hustle or a hard grind. It's never been an easy, just an easy, smooth ride. It's been at times, you understand, where I get to certain points in my life where, yeah, but it's always an uphill climb, always. So being in this type situation, it feels so good because I feel at my age, I worked so hard doing everything in life, trying to, at the end, be comfortable, be right, be without worries about, certain things. And just this little accomplishment, it makes me feel like all the other things I did was worth it because it put me here. This is the outcome of all the other hard work I didn't put in doing this, that, and the other, and all the failures. So what about me back to y'all? So you wait, you put your loan in, you sit in, you wait. Now the process is supposed to take around, 30 days, something like that, 40. It should, but in my case, it took longer. I applied October 4th was the day I sent that package off. October 4th, no, sent it off. I said September. I think September 27th, something, September 31st, something like that. They got it October 4th. He sent the email letting me know he got the package. That was October 4th. And so I waited and waited and waited in between that time, October 4th. I talked to him, he asked about the account, gave him the information, he asked about being about the house, gave him that information. After that, I heard nothing from him. So that whole month of October came and gone, didn't hear from him. November come, didn't hear from him. I called him the end of November, and I think it was November, probably the 21st. And he explained to me that they were backed up, they were short on staff, and I should be hearing something soon. Now, once again, I've already waited 45 days, so the stress level is crazy. But can't do too much. I already did my part. All I could do is wait. You understand? You put in the work, you wait for the outcome, you hope it's going to be what you think it's going to be. But other than that, like Biggie said, it was all a dream. I waited, and I think after I spoke to him, it's probably the 21st of November. October 4th came around, email came. I ain't gonna read it, but it basically said, congratulations, you have been approved. Um, Next file that you read after this one is the file showing your certificate of eligibility. And it shows in the certificate of eligibility, it shows how much that you was approved for, and it tells you your next steps. Now, that letter right there is the finish line in front of you because you basically won. That's it. That's basically it. The only thing you got to do now is find a house. Understand? That's it. Now that problem, that process could be another stressful one. Because when it comes to USDA, there's not a lot of houses. They're scattered. You understand? Your neighbor don't live next door to you. So the process is not simple like finding you a house in a city. Mm. In a city, you might find 20 houses on one block. USDA area, you might find one house on out of six blocks. So it can be a challenge, but it can be done. It can be done. So it's all about searching, right? Being persistent. Don't give up. You also have other options. If you can't find the house you're looking for, you can always buy land, build on that, or have you a manufactured home put on that land. Just in case you don't want to buy a reconstructed house. So you do have other options that you can use, and you go by what suits you. But that is the process. You wait, you get the certificate of eligibility. Now, if that certificate of eligibility, you take that to your realtor and you let them know what you want, because that certificate of eligibility guarantees that you have this money. And so the realtor will find you a house based upon how much money you tell them that you have to spend. And your loan packager, if they helped put your package together, their payment will go into that payment of the house. Say, for instance, if you got approved for $100,000 for a house, and you paid the loan packager to put your package together because you didn't want to do it because you was overwhelmed with all that paperwork that you had to do. Well, the loan packager will get paid once that house sells because their money will be tied up in that $100,000. You understand? So if they charge you 1,000, your $100,000 just turned to $99,000. So now you're looking for a $99,000 home. You understand? Because your expense was paying the loan packager. So I had to do mine myself, but I'm gonna save whatever I can. All right. Now I'm gonna stop this. I'm gonna do another video. The next video, I'll explain to you what did I do to get my USDA loan, the process, how long it took, and the outcome. All right, so we're gonna do it like that. And people, welcome to the video. Everybody, welcome. We will be talking about many topics, in the future, not just USDA. We'll be talking about family issues, funny situations, whatever topic that I feel is necessary or that will gather people's attention, to watch. So stay tuned and work with me. That's all I ask. I'm new to this, so I'm gonna be making a lot of mistakes. You might see the camera doing a Watusi here and there. I'm bumping the table. I'm trying to figure things out as I go. Okay, there is no team. There ain't no crew. Usually me and my mans, he live across the street. And right now is 9:30 at night. You know, and I'm solo at the moment, so I figured I'd take this time to do my little introduction and just speak a little about certain situations. And this one just happens to be the USDA. But I will be making another video, probably a couple, until I get all the information about USDA out to the people that need the information. It's going to take a minute, but once again, work with me because there's a lot of things that I want to be not perfect, but in order. Okay. Even my vocabulary, I want certain things that I say to make sense. All right, I just don't want to come in here and yo, what up, y'all? I'm about to put you on game to these cribs I just popped up on. You understand? I don't want to hit you like that. Work, yo, work with me, yo, work with me. That's all I'm saying. All right, is it worth it in the end? I'm not here to waste your time. I'm just gonna give you information that I feel you need, and I got it off the internet. I got a lot of the information online. Like I said, I watched videos, I read. So I'm giving it to you like I got it. But I had to go watch it. Oh my goodness, multiple videos and read so many things. But I'm giving you all of it in one or two videos, or you ain't got to go searching down no rabbit holes. I'm telling you a lot. You might get it on the ghetto version, the ghetto level, but it is what it is. You understand? And I'm just gonna be real with you all the way. I ain't gonna sit here and put on a tie. I ain't gonna sit here and you know do nothing that's not authentic. Okay, that's not organic. What you see is what you see. You in my crib. This is my home. I've been living here 13 years. I'm in the hood. Okay, when I bought this house, I was happy to be a homeowner, but I'm in the hood. You understand? Gunshots, tires screeching, people arguing, people fighting, people breaking in your house, people shooting at you, pulling guns, all of that's around here. Okay, I'm in the middle of it. I ain't got to get in my car and drive you there. All right, I'm in it. You did. So I want you. Where this nigga live? Where I live in the hood. Believe that shit. Believe it. And this USDA loan is perfect because I'm tired. I'm exhausted of this shit. Okay, I got a boy and I got a girl upstairs. You know, and it's just me. Ain't no mama. Ain't no. It's me raising them. Okay, we got two turtles. We got a dog. That's it. That's it. Okay. Daughter got her own room. Son got his own room. I got my own room. I want them to have a comfortable life. You understand? They hear all that shit. They hear the gunshots that to the point it's so natural. It don't bother you. You understand? It don't bother you because it's so constant, man. Them days of laying on the floor and shit like that, man, it's over. It's over. To the, I'm just saying, it's time to go. Okay? It's time to go. All right. So this USDA is perfect for me because it gets me out the hood. It puts me somewhere else in a neutral type zone. You understand? Where I don't have neighbors on the left of me and the right. And even if I did, I guarantee you they ain't gonna be young people with high testosterone level where they doing this, that, and the other. You know, it's not going to be a hood. So it ain't going to be that type of environment, that type of setting. It's going to be the comfortable living. I can sit on my porch, smoke my weed. I can go in the garage, build me something, blow something up. I can enjoy life. You understand? And that's what I want. That's where I'm at now. You know, I didn't help tear up the country doing my little dirt. Now it's time to relax, plant a tree, something like that. So the USDA works and is for low income and very low income. If you don't have very low income, you make 100,000 and more. You better off going to get you FHA loan, something like that, a more conventional loan. You understand? Because this is for a particular, set of people. It's not for everybody. A lot of people don't even want to be on the outskirts of anywhere. They want to be in the middle of everything. They want to be seen. They want their music to be heard. You know, I don't care about none of that. So USDA is the way to go. Explain some more things to you soon. Right now, I'll be back.